Welcome to Conflict Habit number 2. This should be my final video for tonight, and it's gonna be a doozy. Um, I did 4 songs called Reconnecting. Um, I have been accused of being a pretendian on the internet by other natives as well, and it's okay. I'm not gonna fight them about the shit because nothing I can say can change it. Because of the fact that people who look like me, who may or may not have native connections, have pretty much fucked it up for people who like me who do have native connections. All right. All my life, my great grandmother, I only got to see her on my dad's side until 1983 when she died. Okay, I didn't get to go to her funeral. I had her radio once. I left it behind. I lost the job because I went back and got it, and I threatened to beat up my boss. Okay, um, this is hers. It is mine now. I know where she's buried, and I was on my reconnecting journey to go visit the grave. My father and I actually was gonna go when I had my hip replacement, and he died, so that fucked that up. Um, my grandmother, my father's mother, is buried with all of her children, but not on native land. She's buried in Smithville, where my great grandmother is buried at a church on native land. So it's a little bit of complicated shit, and I had been talking to the people at the church because I didn't know that I didn't need permission to go there. I thought that you had to have permission because Charles City is a predominantly Native American spot, and I'm not a full-blooded Native, and I didn't want to break any of the rules. And then I kind of found out, well, there's really no rules. Your family's down there. You should just go the fuck down there, which the lady explained to me. And then I ran out of money trying to help other people who refuse to just grow up and do what the fuck they need to do. So I will be continuing my reconnecting journey. It's just not going to happen right now. I'm also writing a book called Sundown about Native American issues. So hopefully that's going to make me some money, and I can donate some money to some Native American causes because basically that's what the book is about. So we're not going to give you any of the book. There's a video here where I read a couple of excerpts or one-liners or whatever. It is Sunday night. I was planning on doing a Monday night monologue tonight, but I'm not because I came up with Reconnecting instead. The song came to me a lot. I just didn't have a title. I didn't think that it would be something that I should do because as a mixed person, been trying to reconnect since I was like 43, 44, and I will give you guys that after I'm finished with this part of the video. Most people who are black, without a shadow of a doubt, may have some Native American blood. It's probably not that high, which goes back to my very first video on getting to know me. I don't think I have enough Native blood to claim being a full-blooded Native American. I've always claimed to be mixed. My entire life, I've been mixed. Before social media, from kindergarten to college, I've been mixed. I've never, not one time, said that I was a full-blooded Native American. I have been mistaken for Filipino. I have been mistaken for Mexican. I have been mistaken for someone who may have thought that I might have been Chinese. I don't know how they think I was Chinese with all this brown, but hey, it is what it is. I have been mistaken for Polynesian as well, so there's that. But for the most part, I have curly hair. I will explain this. Why is it straight? Because World Crown needs to give me a job. This is what I use in my hair because I can't stand curls, and curls are very hard to manage. All right, World Crown, a good comb, and a good brush. They work wonders. I wash my hair twice a week, Thursdays and Sundays. That's more information than y'all need. So while we're giving out information, I shave all my body hair off too. All right. So there. All right. There's not that much, chest and other regions. I don't go below the kneecaps. I also get the underarms. All right. As a person who does martial arts, I don't like to sweat that much, and the hair holds the sweat and the funk, so we get rid of that shit. Now, as I was saying, the apps, TikTok, Instagram, there's a big fucking battle with black people who saying that Native Americans are the first Native Americans, and that the Native Americans came over and replaced the Native Americans, and that there's a whole bunch of shit that I'm about to say that's gonna fuck you up. So we're just gonna say it because I've said it before. There have been black videos, or lives rather, where people were saying that black people were 25 feet tall, they had giants, they had telekinetic powers, telepathic powers, they rode dragons, they were gods, and yet you lost to my ancestors who had tomahawks, spears, bows, and arrows. Not the newfangled shit where everything's metal, but I'm talking about a real tomahawk, a rock with ox hide or deer hide tied together with a rock that has been sharpened to do some fucking damage. It's a rock. Tomahawk is basically a rock with a fucking stick attached to it. And y'all lost because y'all had dragons. They also talk about how Egypt's in America and there's a Stargate. Right? My reconnecting journey started when I went to the hospital thinking that I had skin cancer near my nether regions. I also had a different appointment with Vogue Rehab, and I think I had another appointment. I had 3 appointments that day. So I bumped into a Native American guy who was part black and part Native. The only difference between him and I was his skin tone was dark. That was it. And so we're sitting there and I'm drawing Deadpool, and he's like, I don't want to offend you, but can I ask you a question? He's like, hey man, knock yourself out. We both military. Yeah, what the fuck? You know, he's probably served a hell of a lot better than I did because I didn't really get to serve like I wanted to because BC fucked me up. Anyway, so he's a black guy, but he's native in the face. Like all of this shit's native. The only difference between him and I is the skin tone. That's it. And he's closer to full blood where I'm generationally mixed. You know, he literally is a half breed. No offense, fella. So he goes, you part native? And I was like, yeah. He's like, you should reconnect. You know, if you reconnect, you could probably go to school cheaper and all this other stuff. And I was like, you know, I kind of really don't want to take that from somebody else. Yeah, I kind of just, I'm happy to be part native. I'm not really trying to take anything from anybody else. You know, I'm good. And he's like, yeah, but you part native. I said, yeah. And he's like, you need to reconnect with your people. I said, I don't know if they would take me back. I mean, my grandmother never talked about reservation life. She talked about running through the woods in moccasins. And by grandmother, I mean my grandmother Ada, not her daughter, my grandmother Bay. All right? All she ever told me was folklore and running through the woods in moccasins. That's it. And you know, when you're a kid, how much of that shit you retain? None of it. I know about folklore. I know about Coyote. Coyote's not from the East Coast. As far as I know, he's not. Sasquatch, yes, but Sasquatch is universal to most tribes, except for the tribes where he was not their friend. You know, the little troll demon things. I know about that shit too. But I'm a kid. You think I believe that shit? Fuck no. As I got older, I learned about Coyote. But again, Coyote sometimes belongs to everybody and sometimes not. Then there's the Wendigo, the water babies, the Alaskan gods, goddesses, demons, the things that pop out the water and do bad things to people. And then I'm still learning about skinwalkers, so I stopped whistling at night just to be on the safe side. But Deer Woman, Thunderbird, they pretty much are damn near every folklore. So, you know, you have to learn about these things. So, reconnecting, I thought that's what he meant. You know, I'm going to go back and learn some folklore and shit. No, but what he literally meant was, I need to reconnect. So then he dropped me the number for the BIA. I talked to the BIA. The BIA told me that there are things that we have to do. Okay? So I have to get a DNA test. Alright? I have to prove blood quantum or lineage. And like, well, how the fuck do I do that? And it's like, because the DNA doesn't always prove blood quantum or lineage, because DNA is different and it changes per body. You may only get like 5% and look like me, or you may get 50% and look like a completely different fucking phenotype. Alright? So DNA is a tricky thing. Not gonna say it doesn't work, I'm just gonna say it's a tricky thing. And then the fact that I have Native on both sides, I could have 2% Native American DNA because there's black and white admixture within me. which is why I've always said I'm mixed. I've never ever said that I was full-blooded Native American. Now on the app TikTok, I have been accused of being a pretendian, and then I point out to them, before social media, before y'all came out of Sperm City and hit the ovaries, I existed. I'm 50 fucking years old. I've been mixed native before you even came out the fucking womb. So you can't call me whatever the fuck you want because I know where the fuck I came from. I know what I've been through. I know how many times a motherfucker called me cheap for 3 goddamn years. 3 fucking years. I say, now granted, I wasn't raised on the rest. There is Native American cities here. Charles City is where my ancestor came from. I tracked it back, and I'm like, oh God, that's why her grave's there. But her daughter, my grandmother, is buried in Smithville because she came out of Charles City and moved to Isles of Wight, where apparently she met my grandfather, or my great grandfather, or however the fuck that shit works. And so, black dude. You know, my dad's dad is black. My dad was very black passing. So, my mom is very white passing. But her dad was also a white passing. He was like a white man till the day he died. So I am a very mixed admixture. I'm a fucking triracial phenomenon. Anyway, moving on. I also felt ashamed to try and reconnect because of the incident with the Native American that told me I wasn't a pure native. So that kind of had a lot to do with it. And then I only got so far with the BIA. And the BIA seemed to be like, well, we want you, but we don't want you. And we don't do all the help that we tell you you need to do. So we're not going to help you pay for the DNA test. We're not going to help you pay for genealogy. You got to do all that shit by yourself. So I'm like, look, I just want a paper of lineage. I don't need to rejoin the tribe or anything. If they have me, I'll go. If they don't have me, then no. I'm not going to sit here. It's like 50 years too little, too late. You know, it's not like they hunted us down. When my great-grandmother passed, she got to go back to where she came from. I didn't get to go to the funeral. It's also about the year Ghostbusters came out. So, yeah, I didn't get to go to the funeral. My mom wouldn't let me come back to Smithville to go to Charles City. I was fucking 10. I was in school. My dad lost his job because he went to his grandmother's funeral. So, yeah, we've been through some shit. And those are things you don't forget. As I was explaining to the native guy, and I was telling him, look, man, you know, I don't think it's really going to make a difference. I don't think that they're going to accept me anyway, because as a mixed person, acceptance has always been a challenge. It has been a challenge. Black people have rarely accepted me. White people, I ain't never got to worry about them accepting me. No offense to anybody who's following me that's white, but I will never be white. And they can see that, and y'all can see that. And I mean that with the utmost respect. If that has offended you, I am sorry how I said it, but not for what I said, because it's the fucking truth. You can look at me and see that I am not a white man, and I'm never going to be a white man. But my main 2 people that would not accept me were the only 2 people I was raised around, except for family. People were always like half-breed this, half-breed that. Black people were the same, half-breed this, half-breed that. And when the 5th grade happened, it was Tonto dance. So it wasn't very easy. Most mixed kids don't have it easy because people want you to choose. Pick this one. Today you're going to be black. Pick this one. Today you're going to be white. They forgot that I was part native. And most of the kids in school didn't know until the 5th grade when I got outed. So, you know, 9 times out of 10, you know, if motherfuckers don't think you're native, back then we just didn't say shit, you know. But my family story is different from everyone else. And then there's the fucking pretendians, who, again, no one ever said that they were not part native. They said that they were all native, but phenotypically black. Now, they're also saying that there was a magical tribe that somehow or another existed before the Native Americans of today came. Then they said that they had giants and dragons and dinosaurs and superpowers, and they were gods. I'm still waiting, by the way, for one of those guys to Thanos snap and be outside. No, I'm still waiting. and I actually have a hatchet this time, as well as 2 axes and a bow and arrow, and I am waiting for you to show up and show me that you are a god. And this is where I get the quote Leonidas from the 300. Today we get to see if a god is going to bleed. And then you look at all these fucking people on the internet, and they have feathers, but they don't know folklore. They don't know what a bow and arrow is. They don't know what a tomahawk is. But they talk about land back because we're going to grab the land that Walmart stole from us and we're going to make them get off or pay us. But they don't understand how land works. If you don't pay the taxes on your land, the government's just going to take the shit back. We have land in Nelson County. We pay the taxes. They've been paying the taxes since before I was born. And somebody's going to pay it when mom and my uncle stops paying it. Somebody's going to pay it. Whether it be me or some damn body else, we're going to pay it because we don't want to lose our shit. Our family worked hard for that land. Our black ancestors worked hard for that land. Our white ancestors worked hard for that land. And if the natives on that side had something to do with it, they worked hard on that land. There's a grave on that land. It's our family grave. I'm never going to be buried there because I'm going to cremate it. But reconnecting with all of me is important. I know about my black side. Both of them. My father's side, my father's father was black. I know all about my uncle, my other uncle, my new uncle that we found when my Uncle Bruce passed, my Uncle Robert just passed. My dad died second. They died in reverse birthing order, if you can believe it. The baby boy, Uncle Bruce, died first. He was the youngest. My dad was the second. My dad died second, and my Uncle Robert just passed last year. So they died in reverse. A couple of my aunts died before my uncles and my father died. You know, things happen. On my mom's side, I have at least 4 uncles that are still alive. All of my uncles have served in the military. On my mom's side, only 2 uncles didn't serve in the military. On my dad's side, only my father and my Uncle Bruce didn't serve. My Uncle Robert Henry retired from the military. I served. My cousin Sherry's kids are serving now. Or at least one of her children is serving as we speak. So, don't disrespect the military. You know, the bulk of the military has been served by mostly Native American people. But they don't get credit for that. I want to close out with this. Whether you're part Native, part white, part black, like me, but you're just mixed in general, where you're either part black, part white, or part black, part Chinese, or part white, part Chinese, part white, part Native, whatever your mixture with, you should reconnect with your ancestors. You should reconnect with your family. You should reconnect with the past so that you can learn how to make it without making mistakes. And hopefully, you know, you may have a family heirloom. This is mine. It is a hatchet. There's no feathers or anything attached to it. It's dry rotted to fuck. But I do feel closer to my great grandmother while I have it. Will it probably hurt somebody in the right hands? Maybe. But for right now, it just sleeps beside me. Now, I don't caress it in my sleep. I know my luck. I'll be done rolled over on the some bitch and be done killed myself. So that's not an option. But it's at the bottom of the bed in striking distance, so I can grab it. If I have anybody ever comes through the window, they're done. If they ever come through the door, they're done. I have my own 2 hatchets in there. One of them came with a machete. It's over there somewhere. And a knife and some sharpening stones. And the other one was a sports axe, like for climbing and shit. So I have those. But you know, I don't have kids to leave this shit to because I'm 50 years old and I don't really think I want kids. I've suffered enough taking care of other people's kids. That's in case the asshole that's watching this that likes to start trouble in the family is watching this video. Anyway, I advise you all, especially if you're mixed with Native, to go on your reconnecting journey. And to anybody from Charles City, it's highly possible that I might be Chickahominy instead of Cherokee. So I'm going to be trying to get down there by summertime, but I'm not going to swear to it. It just depends on my money. If my money works out, then I'm going to Charles City. If only for like 45 minutes, I'm going there. It's like 2 and some change driving, but I'm going to get my ass down there. I owe my great grandmother that much because I missed her fucking funeral. But I was 10 years old then. And now I'm 50. So before I die, we'll be going to her grave. That being said, I'm Echo Fan Grey Wolf. This is Comfy Havoc number 2. Be seeing